So here's another review of additions I'm making to me Sunlight T68 motorhome. I have bought some spring assister helpers. It's these things. They're basically a Chinese copy of the Super Springs. Going to give them a try. The Super Springs were around £250. These were less than £50. I've watched a couple of reviews of people fitting them. Most people suggest that you should only put one spacer in. So I'm going to initially put one in. I can always try and put the second one in at a later date if I feel it's necessary. Fortunately, they do come with 2 bolts, so you get a pack of bolts like this, and the one you take out is about 1 inch longer, or 25mm longer. So they're the spacers. You can see I've just taken one off. Now I need to remove the long bolt from inside, which it's popped out quite easily this time. Last time it wasn't so willing, but there we go. Just press the bolt out. There's the longer bolt out, so you can clearly see the difference in length. Now I'm going to do, take the washer off, put the washer with the small one, reinsert it into the rubber element of the spring assister. Put one of the spacers back on, put the nut on, bring the nut in place, and we are ready to go. When I've tightened it, you can't really get your adjustable on when you're putting these in place. It's very, very difficult. There's not a lot of space to work with. So let's give them a good tighten. So when you come to fit these to the vehicle, when you turn the whole thing, the whole assister, the nut won't be slipping. You'll be getting a good tight on the hand tight on the thing. Also, to make sure it doesn't come loose, some Loctite, just a bit of thread lock, just on the threads, help it stay in place. So I don't know whether you can see that, but thread lock on all around the thread. And that should stop it vibrating loose in the future. And I've got a good amount on all around the thread, and obviously it's the top of the thread. It will work its way down the thread as I fit it. So next job, get under the van, or the motorhome as I should call it. I keep calling it a van because I previously had a van. And get this fitted. So I've already done one side, so what I'm doing now is the second side. I'll show you the little process. It's not much of a process to fit them. You basically remove the bump stops. Once the bump stops are removed, you can then fit these spring assisters. So basically, as a mock-up, I'm trying to think of the good place to put the camera. Hopefully you can get a good view from there. No, I'm going to do that from the other side. I think there's less obstacles and I won't be in the road. So hopefully, with this being a 360 camera, we'll get a good view of think that should give us a good view of what I'm trying to achieve. So this was the old bump stop, and literally all I do are his bump stops. So basically trying to rush the job. Let's take your time, get it in properly. I think the threads are going there. So basically this is what you're replacing. It's just a relatively soft foam rubber bump stop, and basically that was tight. Basically hammer and chisel or hammer and screwdriver. There's some notches in the metal part of it. Tap, 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 tap. Loosen it off, and then away you go. Turn it until it's removed. What you should notice, I don't know whether you can see from there, I put a jack under the mounting of the spring and jacked the vehicle up an inch or two, so it's not off the floor. The wheels are still in contact with the floor. All I've done is unload the suspension, which is enough space for us to get this spring assister in. Well, I'm saying that, and then sod's law, it won't go. I haven't got it high enough, so jack it up a little bit higher. That should be enough now. So, yeah, we're in there now. So important, you do not want to cross thread these. It would be a big job to get it back out if it went in cross threaded, as you can't really get in with any tools to get it out. Because I've tried with only one spacer in, I don't know whether you'll probably able to see there. When this is fully tightened, I've got a bit of space here. There's a possibility, no, very, very doubtful, that you could actually get anything up. I think what you would end up doing is cutting the that's it, tight. Drop that back down, and I'll check whether there's any difference in height. I doubt there will be, because they didn't seem to be resting on. I'm looking around at the other one at the moment, and it's got about an inch of clearance. Overall, my drive is not level, so this end tends to be a little bit lower because the van's laying on its side a little bit. But that's it. That's not going to go anywhere. The Loctite will keep the bolt in place. I'll lower it down and see what happens with this pulley stop. Now, when I measured them, the side that didn't have the weight on was 81 centimetres, and the side I'm working on now was 77.5, so it was 3.5 centimetres lower than the other side. But that's, I say, because the van is not level, it's lying on my drive is on a bit of an angle, so this one might actually come down onto the swinging arm, onto the spring bracket when I lower it down. But yeah, that's job done. To some more spring or Chinese copies. I will keep a check on them. Every few months I'll check, make sure the plastic's not breaking up. Yeah, and just keep a check and make sure that they're going to last. Obviously I won't throw away the bump stops that come off. Plus the bump stops, you know, if anything does happen to these, if they start to fall apart or anything, you don't want the spring clattering against your chassis. So that's the only purpose these bump stops have is just to basically, yeah, as the name suggests, it's a bump stop. So let's see how far this comes down. So yeah, this side is actually on the bump stop already. The other side is about 15, maybe 18 mil off the bump stop. So that's down to the angle of the drive. Nothing to do with the spring assisters themselves. Right, get out and see what the difference is in the measurement there. But what this should do is it should stop the van pitching and rolling, especially when I have the back loaded up. At the moment the water tank's empty, which is pretty much at the back. I have all sorts of gear I keep with us, electric bikes, sometimes a scooter in the boot. All of that obviously puts a lot of weight on the back of the vehicle and it makes it a bit wallowy. So what I'm hoping is I get a bit of improvement in the ride that's not as wallowy. Put my brick in place. I use these bricks so when I park the van up I don't go too far back, and I've left just enough space to get my garage door open. I shall reverse back onto them bricks, so I might just get all the gear out, slip that out, and obviously get myself out. So, here we go. Get the table. This. So at the moment, very little difference. That side is now measuring 78, it was 77.5, so it's only lifted it about 5 millimeters. I think that'll be ideal. You still want some suspension remaining. This side is 84, so this one's gone up by, oh, it's 83.5, so this side's also up by about 5 millimeter. So we'll see what difference that makes to the ride height and how much the back end wallows around like a boat. Yeah, time will tell. I'll leave something in the comments to let you know how much difference I feel it'll have made. They will obviously stiffen up the ride a little bit, so it might be a little bit more clattery, but I don't like the way the motorhome pitches in the wind, being overtaken by big wagons on the motorway, side gust of winds. Hopefully this will stabilise it a little bit.